Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Screamin' Pirate EDC. Today I'm going to be reviewing my first knife. It is the McNees MAC2. This knife is actually just fantastic, guys. You will see shortly why. Action's incredible. It is made by Jonathan McNees and his team. All the parts are US sourced, and they are all hand assembled and hand ground, which is fantastic. And it makes it a true US mid-tech, which is very few and far between, especially for a shop as small as his. So let's go ahead and head down to the tabletop, and we will do some size comparisons and go over some specs and what my conclusion is on the knife. Okay, we are now down at the tabletop. So let's go ahead and go over some quick size comparisons so that we can see kind of how this lines up to other knives. So let's start with a pretty common one. I think everybody has seen one or had one at some point, I would hope. And it is the Ontario Rat 2 in D2. As you can see, they are very similar in size. Next, let's go ahead and take that away. Let's move up in price, but similar size. That's going to be the Para 3. And while we're at it, let's also do the Para 2, the Paramilitary 2. As you can see, much more similar to the 3 than it is to the 2. But if you look at that blade length, you're tucking a lot of blade into that small handle on the MAC2. So very, very interesting. And then let's step up one more time and in price and go ahead and take a look at a comparison to the small Sabenza. I'm going to have to line that up so it doesn't fall over on me. And the large Sabenza. So large and small Sabenza. As you can see, very similar to the small, not so much to the large. Let's go ahead and tuck this one away and take a look at these two real quick. So, very similar in size, very similar in blade length, similar materials. You have a frame lock on both of these knives. The McNees is a little bit thicker, but you do have a similar lockup. Obviously, Chris Reeves lock up a little bit more, but the big difference here is going to be a 20 CV blade on the McNees, and it's going to be an S35 or S45 on the Chris Reeve. Also, you are looking at phosphor bronze on the Chris Reeve and caged bearings on the McNees. So while we are on construction, let's go ahead and start with blade length. So we have a 3-inch blade. We have a 6 5/8 inches overall, being very, very compact. I wear a large glove, and as you can see, it is quite small. Next, let's go ahead and get a weight on this one. Now, on a website, it's going to say that it's going to weigh 3.3. Mine weighs a touch more because of, see, there you go, 3.4, because of an aftermarket rock textured backspacer that I got from Jonathan. In fact, it even says, if I can get the camera to focus on it, oh, possibly, McNees on the inside, which is a very cool custom touch. So, lastly, let's take a look at the bits. And for the bits, I have a T8 on my Weehaw here, and body screws T8, pivot T8. And in fact, let me see, your clip is even T8. Fantastic. Be less likely to strip, and therefore it would be easier to disassemble. One last thing, as I said, the lockup is nice and smooth on those bearings. So, now that we have gone over all of that, let's talk about how I feel personally about the knife. Well, it fires reliably every time. I wear a large glove. It fits just in my hand, which works for me. As an everyday carry knife, I can't really complain. Now, for you lefties, you're kind of shorthanded here. You only have tip up, you only have right hand carry. Action-wise, I mean, that's pretty buttery smooth, guys. especially for a blade that small. Fantastic. Now, typically with thumb stud only, you can only use your left-hand side, or the side where your thumb is, as it were. But you can also... Ooh, messed that one up. Let me see if I can... Hey, there we go. Spidey flick, which is very nice to have multiple deployment methods. Now, because these thumb studs do stick out ever so slightly from the scales, if you actually pull it out of your pocket and turn it just a little bit, you can actually almost Emerson wave open this, which is kind of neat. So, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room as it is for all knives. Availability and price. Availability on these is getting better and better. This is Jonathan's primary focus as far as manufacturing. He is also the maker of the McBee, but as of right now, this is where his focus is. So he is cranking these out as fast as he can. I see them go up every week, every other week, to places like eKnives, Knife Joy, and I got this one in particular from USA Made Blade. I will link USA Made Blade and Jonathan's website in the description below. Now, price. Price on these is $467. Now, that is a lot of money, but let's talk about materials and what you're getting here. You're getting a hand-assembled knife with full titanium, crowned blade, very nice. All of this texturing in here is all hand-hammered, and there's even a little bit of, let's see if we can get it, an orange peel on the pivot, which is something people don't normally do. And if you're going to compare in price, look at the small Sabenza. Small Sabenza in this configuration, let's see if we can focus up. A little bit. Hey, there we go, a little bit better. So this configuration for the small Sabenza is also $450. They're very close. And I think with the bearings and the action you get on the McNee and the personal touch from him, I think it's a better knife, and I think it's a better overall value. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and give me any feedback if you guys have any. You guys have a great Saturday.